Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Turin here with another Warhammer Total War Live Battlecast. In this particular game, we are going to play the Beastmen against the Greenskins. So we're actually going to go with Morgher the Shadowgave here. Going to be pretty good. We're going to get rid of Foe Seeker, and of course, you really have to get that stave of Ruinous Corruption. And against Greenskins, I feel like this is going to be pretty good because they have relatively speaking, a lot of low armor infantry like Biggins and, Orc Boys and Goblins, all of which will get karate chopped pretty hard by Chaos Spawn. We're also going to get two of these guys, the Lore of Beasts. We're going to go here and get rid of that. We're going to keep Flock of Doom, of course. That's the entire reason we're bringing these guys. We're going to get that. And maybe on one of them we keep a Manticore Summon, though. I feel like investing two in the Flock of Doom is going to be really good. And the Manticore, of course, is strong, but, it's not super essential against the Greenskins. So, aside from that, we're going to get some Gore Herds. These guys are pretty good frontliners, in my opinion. One of my favorite, actually. We're going to get two, not those guys, where are they? So the Centaurs is great weapons. They're going to be good. I mean, the armor piercing's nice, but they do quite well against, Orc Boy Biggins. They can, actually get through Black Orcs somewhat okay. And on top of that, we're also going to get some Poison Warhound. So this is kind of my anti-cav squad. It should be pretty good against the Orc Boy Biggins and other mobile threats. My apologies. Long day at work. We're going to get two Harpies. Having aerial units is pretty good, and that's kind of the reason why I didn't worry too much about the Manticores, because I'm going to have a lot of air pressure from these Harpies here. And 44 weapon strength for 600 resources is really good. But, the one issue is they have really low melee attack, so they don't always make contact. So on top of that, we're going to get some Minotaurs. Oh, I would like to get some Minotaurs with shields, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. And what else can I get rid of to just pinch pennies here? Could cut one group there. That should be fine, actually. And a giant could be fun. Maybe mix it up a little bit in that front line, get that terror going. Yeah, do we want to try that? I feel like that would be pretty cool. So I was going to get Minotaurs, but Greenskins, I guess, do have some focus fire. He's probably going to have the rusty errors and things like that. But I can just send my Harpies after them. So let's try a giant. I haven't tried a giant in a long time. So we're going to go here, just chevron up my front line, just kind of make that tier quality a little bit better. These guys will hold up well. I mean, they'll get crushed by Black Orcs and Biggins, like, across the board. But hopefully with the Chaos Spawn and the Flock of Doom and the Giant, they'll be able to, turn the tide and do pretty well. And I feel like I'll probably have a pretty serious advantage in terms of mobility and cav and things like that. And Greenskins don't have, I don't think they really have any. Do they have any anti-large infantry? I mean, Biggins kind of are. But still, Biggins can get run over and charged, pretty hard by, cycle charging and gore bulls and things like that. So, granted, Biggins give it back. They hit like trucks. So, it's hard to say, how that'll all pan out. But we got Mom Spaghetti here. It looks like he has a little thumbnail with M&M there, actually in a bowl of spaghetti. So that's pretty damn good. Definitely approve of that. Would love to use that as a thumbnail on my channel at some point. So, but the Harpies definitely help a lot. And Morgher, of course, is great. I mean, I like Khazrak, thematically and stuff, and Malagor is okay, but none of them are really that strong, in my opinion. Now, when you look at other factions who just have these absurdly powerful heroic units, I mean, Grombrindle isn't broken by any means, but I mean, he can literally make your entire army unbreakable. On top of that, he has an AoE debuff with a massive slow and a leadership hit. I mean, he hits like a truck, and then you just get Khazrak, who just rides around on a stupid, golf cart and does, I don't know. Just comparatively speaking, I just feel like the Beastmen really needed something like this. Who's, he's a playmaker. He does work, and he's not, terrible, and he's sustainable and does pretty well. But I've had plenty of games playing as him and against him where he hasn't really, shined. I was able to shut him down pretty aggressively, and you guys probably saw a Chaos game maybe 4 or 5 games ago where it was just it was so easy to deal with him without if you're not trying to focus him down with magic. That's why the Wood Elves kind of have problems with him, because most of their damage is magic. All their missile units, the glade guards, and all that shit. They do magic damage. So still, they're going to struggle a lot at kind of focusing them down. Their heroic units do magic damage. So when you get Dirthu in there, the Glade Lord and other units that hit for 80%, they're going to have 80% of their damage mitigated by him, and then he's going to heal through it. So. But against Chaos or Empire, I've had Karl Franz just karate chop him many times. So it's hit and miss. So this is a good map for me. I definitely like the open field. Sometimes it's nice as Beastmen to have a little Vanguard options, but with this particular army, I'm just gonna march right down the pipe. Gonna get that Flock of Doom going, and we're just gonna have a good time, guys. Hopefully you guys are pumped for this as well. We do have a little bit of a loading screen here, so not loading screen, but wait time. So. Unfortunately, not everyone's connections are created equal, so maybe we'll just do a scenic traveling of the forest. But it looks like my opponent is indeed loading in now, and we're going to be ready to party. So we'll see how it goes. But man, I'm excited for that Bretonia DLC to see some of the new units that they bring in. But I don't know if I've ever actually used a giant with the Beastmen before. They look pretty cool though. He's got some serious mutton chops going on. If you guys look, he's got some neck beard action. It's kind of like how my beard is when I grow it out. It's just only on the sides and no real depth on the chin or the cheeks. Just this filthy neck beard. It's unfortunately the direction I've gone in my life with my facial hair. I don't really have a choice in the matter, I suppose. So let's go ahead and get this going. So let's have some fun. Let's get these gore herds lined up here. We're just going to put them in the front line. That's what I love about playing Beastmen. The formation's like, when I'm playing Dwarves and Empire, it's like all tactical with like things in the wings and like things protecting your flank. But with the way the Beastmen play, it's just this giant kind of, you know, straight down the pipe, all business type thing, which I like a lot. So we're just going to put one over here, put one over here. And, you know, it's funny. I almost forgot who I was playing when I was waiting for the loading screen here. So we're going to get these guys here, these guys here. We're going to lock this formation. We're going to start. So, yeah, sometimes I like to wait a little bit because I don't want to rush my opponent or anything. It looks like he said something here. So he said he has an odd composition, so it should be fun. So, oh, yeah, he's playing Gobos for sure, which will actually be really good. Goblins are going to get dumpstered by Flock of Doom. And even the Gore Herds are going to look like elite infantry against the Goblins. So these guys are pretty jacked, though, if you look at them, you know? Like, they don't look like they mess around. They definitely lift some weights and do their thing. So, of course, we got mutton chops over here. You like, see what I'm talking about? Yeah, actually, no, that's much better than my beard, see? It actually, like, kind of goes up and connects a little bit into the mustache. With mine, it doesn't do that at all. I get nothing. It's just patches. But he does have some neck beard action going on. I could get you guys a better angle, but you know, he's got a little bit of a faux hawk thing going on as well. So this guy's definitely doing some work. He's ready to party. Definitely the not the ugliest of the giants, you know, that you see in the Total War Warhammer. So, all right, so he's going, oh, Orc Boys. Okay, this should be interesting. So maybe he was expecting the Ungor Hordes. So what are these up here? So, oh yeah, I should be able to dumpster these guys pretty hard. So what we're gonna do is bring the Scorebull in group 2. He's pretty fast. He can like keep up with Cav actually. And let's just look for missile units. Just go hunting. I'm feeling pretty good about this actually. So maybe we wanna, what does he have here? So Orc Boy Biggins, he has 2 of them up here. So we should be able to do this. And maybe what I'll probably end up doing is using the Harpies. Once these guys commit, I'll use the Harpies to kind of lock them down. So let's just go up here, try and bait him into a battle. We want to draw these away from his main army. And, you know, he might, you know, think he has the advantage because they have an anti-large bonus, but with the Poison Warhounds, a lot of people underestimate them. And also people underestimate Gorebull here. So we're probably going to march up this way a little bit and try and, like, you know, engage these troops right here, because in doing so, they won't be able to support these guys. So we're going here, and we could probably start Flock of Dooming, but I think I'm going to wait for, like, the main army to, you know, get engaged here. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and we're going to move those guys up to yonder and move these guys in the center here and get these Harpies going. I don't want to forget about them. So we'll move those guys up. We got Big Papa Morker here. He's ready to party, and we'll just get our 2, you know, Brave Shaman back here. So right now, we're going to actually just collapse on these guys. I think we have a pretty good opportunity to do that right now, and we're just going to fly the Harpies over as well. So let's see how this goes, guys. It's party. It's time to go. So he is going to kind of outflank me here a little bit. So let's actually pull these guys back around here. We get a nice little engagement here. I'm pretty happy about how that's going so far. So let's actually just use a big Flock of Doom right here. And let's go ahead and use another Flock of Doom right here, which is going to be great. So get a nice little rear charge here. And let's just go all in with these Harpies. And he's got some Night Goblins back there. I don't mind going after them as well. So these guys are going to collapse and kind of form a shield wall right here, which should be good. This giant seems to be doing really, really well in the front line here. So ooh, a nice foot of Gork there. That should do a little bit of damage for sure. But we're doing well here, I think. We got the Harpies in here who are definitely landing the smackdown on some of these units. And thankfully we do have Gorebull in here as well. So Gorebull is always pretty scary. So these Shamans, we should probably get them in fighting. These guys were able to secure. They're going to get crushed in the flank. But, you know, this Giant and, you know, these guys in the center are going to just be really, really hard to deal with. So let's get the Giant on his Wurzog right there, actually. And a lot of my melee core is kind of collapsing because, you know, Black Orcs and more infantry. So we're going to pull here. We're going to start consolidating up on the high ground here. Back here, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. But I think we want to pull back and just take advantage of our mobility. So let's just pull back, get out of there, and just kind of regroup with our main army here. So we got Morger and these other guys coming in here, and now we're going to get the Stave of Ruinous Corruption. So we're going to use that here and start to try and take over this flank up here, which I think is going to be our best bet. So these Chaos Spawn, we're going to engage them here, and we need another Flock of Doom. So we're going to wait, actually, and just try and get these guys like all consolidated up here. So right now, we're able to kind of maneuver pretty well. So we're actually going to pull over here, see if we can get some action going on. And now that they're just nice and bunched, this is where the business starts. So we got these Chaos Spawn in the back line. We have this Giant here. He's going to start causing terror. You want to start focusing Wurzog a little bit. So we're going to try that. We don't have... do we have enough here? Oh, yeah, we're going to get those guys. That's really nice. So here we're going to get a nice little cycle charge. It looks like some of his units were a little out of position here. So let's use these, and let's pull these guys over here. Let's try and isolate. But we're going to get a nice charge on this big group here. We do have another Flock of Doom here in a moment. So let's do this. We do have 2 Chaos Spawn here. So they should be able to collapse and do pretty well for me. And we'll just park these Harpies up here. And oh, we have some weak units back there we can probably get. So we're going to pull these guys back, pull these infantry back in. We don't want to like stay in sustained combat with these mobile units. But Morker's holding up pretty well. I mean, the Chaos Spawn are helping a lot. That Giant is still taking a beating, though, unfortunately. But Wurzog is also taking a beating. So if we're able to like get him, that's going to be pretty nice. So let's go ahead and charge in here again. We'll keep Gorebull fighting. Let's actually see if we can get Gorbel out and about. So we're just going to charge in there. And we really need those Flock of Dooms. That's what's really going to win us this battle. So we'll have 2 in 10 seconds. So ideally, oh, look at that Giant. He just pimp slapped Warzog so hard and terrified him as well. Let's get another Flock of Doom in here. It might be nice to use it here, but, you know, again, I think we'll be in better shape kind of. Yeah, it looks like they were able to chase off. So let's use these Harpies to chase off routing units, and let's pull these guys back here. Get these Harpies going over here and just chasing down these routing units as well. Just continue to just try and stay resolute here in the center, use these Chaos Bond. And that Giant, I'm telling you, he's terrifying a lot of these units, so we need to just go and kind of finish him off and just keep regrouping wherever we can. But he's doing a really good job, you know, staying on top of Gorbel here. We do need to use those Arcane Conduits. I've been slacking quite a bit on that. So let's pull these guys around here, see if we can re-engage, and we'll probably just send these guys into the, you know, into these squigs, because we're probably not going to get away from them. Morker will have some summons up here in a second. Some of these Harpies are doing a really good job, so let's actually switch them and just finish off his Lord. That should be fine. But yeah, we're not in the best shape here. Morker is surrounded. A lot of my units are, you know, kind of struggling a little bit, so let's see if we can just get some of these broken units, just continue pressuring wherever we can. So let's pull one group of Harpies here, and these units are going to get a nice little rear charge right here, but you can see he detaches some forces. We need to get Gorbel, and now we have one more Flock of Doom, so let's use it right there. It's a pretty big clump here. We're still continuing to get some good charges for sure, but we want to pull out and around. We don't want to, like, commit in that way. So Stave of Ruinous Corruption, we're going to use that here. This is a really good battle, man. Very well played on my opponent's part. I'm really digging this right now. So we're going to keep just trying to get around him and just use these Harpies to just keep things off the battlefield. I mean, Harpies are doing great work. So those guys are indeed broken. A lot of his units are just shattering now from army losses. So we did it, guys. We did it, boys. That's all she wrote there, but definitely like the Beastmen a lot. Like this patch, I feel like they're pretty fun. You guys saw that, you know, my army line crumbled pretty quick against the Greenskins, but that Giant and the Flock of Doom and then the Chaos Bond were able to pull it out. And, you know, it's pretty deceiving because, you know, obviously look at this infantry corps. These biggins are going to just crush my front line. But thankfully, you know, I do have that Giant, which was deceiving, and also Morker and the Flocks of Doom kind of were very conducive in dealing with a large infantry ball, in my opinion. Pretty interesting army, the 3 Orc Boar Boy biggins. I usually would like to go 2, but again, it seemed like he was experimenting, and it looks like Warzog was doing pretty well in the front line. I know he was able to use the effigy of Degit, I believe. I'm not sure if he used it on my Giant or what it was, but I know I saw him use it at some point during the battle. But as far as my troops go, I mean, these guys did good. The Centaurs, they were able to engage, and what's nice about them is you can pull out, and then you can use, you know, re-engage because they're so fast. You can outmaneuver Orc Boar Boy biggins so hard. Then, of course, Harpies, they did a great job. I mean, they came in, got some nice dives on some Goblins, some other units. And also on top of that, they're really good at chasing down routing units. You saw they were able to keep Warzog off the battlefield. As far as my opponent's army goes, the biggins did pretty good. Definitely can't complain about that. The Orc Boar Boys did okay. They kind of underperformed a little bit, but I think you need them in this matchup just to deal with mobile threats, and they do really well against Gorbel. So if he was able to, like, surround the Gorbel with it, you know, use Air We Go or something like that, it could have been pretty good. So anyways, very well played to my opponent, Mom Spaghetti. I look forward to seeing you again on ladder, and I hope you guys enjoyed this Beastcast. Have an excellent night, and take care.